How are we ever sure that we're seeing a bird without an image? Sir, look, forget the bird. You're sitting there and I'm sitting here. How do you know that you see me? How do I know that I see you? You're there and I'm here. There's something that is not clear to me. Do I see the bird or the image of it? I can't understand. This is a conundrum. Let's forget the bird, let's forget the tree, let's forget everything. There you are. You're sitting there and the speaker is sitting on the platform. You see him. Not only actually, brown coat, etc., but also you see him through the image you have about him, right? I see you not only visually, what you actually look like, but also because I have known you. I have an image about you. Now that's part of awareness, isn't it? I'm aware of your face, your colour, the scarf around your neck, the brown shirt, but I also have an image about you because I have known you. You have said pleasant or unpleasant things. I have built an image about you. That's part of awareness, isn't it? Right? Of course. Now, go a step further. I see you through the image which I have built about you. I see you. But also, I see you through the image I have built about you. I see you, not only the brown shirt and so on, but also I see you through my image, right? So actually I don't see you at all. That's part of awareness, isn't it? To realise that the image which is looking at you prevents the mind from looking at you directly. This is fairly simple. No? That's also part of awareness, isn't it? I am aware of the brown shirt you have and the colour of the scarf around your neck. I'm also aware that I have an image about you, and that image is looking at you. That's part of awareness. Now, next move. By being aware of this, that awareness says, I am really not looking at you at all. My image is looking at you. Are you following this? My image is looking at you. First of all, I am aware that I have an image, which I was not aware of before. Then, I am aware how that image is coming to being, right? Now, how is that image coming to being? That image has come into being because you have hurt me, or you have said pleasant things to me, you have flattered me, you have said, what a marvellous person you are, or, for God's sake, become more intelligent, or this or that. Through your verbal expression, and the feeling which you have put into these words, and my reactions to those words and to those feelings, I have built an image about you, which is the memory that I have about you, right? But you form an image about someone even the first time you meet. Yes, it can be an instant. I don't like your face, or I like your face. I like the perfume which you have. I don't like it, and so on. I've already built an image instantly, right? So, I am aware for the first time that I have an image about you. And also, I am aware that this image has been put together by like and dislike. I am a German, and you are a Frenchman, and I don't like you, and so on. So, I'm aware through the image I have built about you, from my first reactions to you, right? Shall we go on? Are you following the words or actually watching yourselves, watching the image you have about me or about somebody else, how the image has been built? If you have a husband or a wife, you know very well how the image has been built. And are you aware of this image? Not whether you like it or dislike it, because if you are aware and say, I like or I don't like, then you are adding to that image, right? Or you say, I must get rid of that image. You're again adding to that image. But if you observe without any reaction to the image, I wonder if you're following all this. Would you like to take a trip? This is a very complex process. Unless you follow this very, very closely, you're going to miss the whole thing. Therefore, you have to pay attention. I am aware of your brown shirt and scarf and the colour of the scarf. I am also aware that I look at you through the image I have built about you, and the image has been built through your words, through your gestures, or through my prejudice about you, or my like and dislike of you. That is part of awareness. And I am aware that this image prevents me from looking at you directly. It prevents me from looking at you, coming into contact with you directly. Then I say to myself, I must get rid of this image. You're following this? Then begins the conflict, doesn't it? When I want to get rid of the image which I have built about you, to be free of it, because I want to come closer into contact with you, to see you directly, that is another form of reaction to the image. I said, I am aware that I have the image which prevents me from looking, from observing exactly what is, what exactly you are, or exactly I am. So I want to get rid of it. I want to be free of it because this might be more profitable, it might be more pleasurable, or it might bring me some kind of deeper, wider experience. And all this is part of awareness. The moment I want to get rid of that image, I have entered a battle with the image which is conflict. So I am aware what has happened now. I am aware of your brown shirt and the colour of the scarf. I am aware of the image that I have built about you. I am aware that this image is preventing me from coming directly in touch with you. seeing exactly what you are, or that the image which I have about myself prevents me from looking at myself. I want to get rid of that image because I've heard you say self-knowledge is very important. Therefore, I don't want to have an image about myself. I want to get rid of it. And when I want to get rid of it, then there is a conflict between the former image and the new image which I have created. You're following all this? So, I am now in conflict, and it is a pleasurable conflict. I want to go on. If it is a pleasurable conflict, I want to go on. If the conflict promises a certain pleasure at the end of it, I want to go on. And if that conflict breeds pain, I want to get rid of that pain. So I am aware of the whole pattern of what is taking place, right? I hope you are doing this with me, taking your own image which you have about somebody, looking at it, being aware of it, as you are aware of the tent, the limitations of the tent, the curve of the tent, the structure, the patches, the holes, and so on. Similarly, you are aware of yourself with your image and what is implied by it. Now I'm in conflict. Either I am aware of that conflict as it is, or I want to alter that conflict into something which will give me more. Or I am in conflict very superficially, just on the surface, or I am aware of the deeper layers of this conflict. So awareness is not merely a superficial observance of conflicts within myself, but also through this awareness the deeper conflicts are being opened up, right? If the deeper layers of conflict are opened up by being aware, then if there is fear in that, I want to shut them all up. I don't want to look. So I'll run away from them through drink, drugs, women, men, amusement, entertainment, churches, all the rest of it. All that is part of awareness, isn't it? The running away from fear and giving importance to the things I have run to. I am aware that I am lonely, miserable. I don't know a way out of it. Or if I do know a way out, it's too difficult. Therefore I run away to church, to drugs, to communism, to every form of entertainment. And because I have run away from the thing of which I am afraid, to something which helps me to escape, those things becoming tremendously important, right? So I'm attached to those things. It may be a wife, a family, whatever it is. Now all that is part of awareness, isn't it? I've begun very slowly, step by step. I watched your shirt, the colour of your shirt, the scarf, and gone deeper and deeper until I found that I have a whole network of escapes. I have searched them out. I have analysed them. By being aware, I have begun to penetrate deeper and deeper and deeper, right? Are you following this? I see about being aware, but then comes a little jump about inner escapes. Could you please go over it again? Where is the jump? Between awareness and our escape from for instance, inner loneliness. Oh, I thought I'd made it clear. I have built an image about you, and I was never aware of that image, and I become aware of observing outer things by being aware of external things. Naturally, from the external things, I move to inner things, and there I discover that I have an image about you. I went into that. That's clear, isn't it? Now, by becoming aware of that image, I find that I have built in order to protect myself. I have built it because you have said such brutal things to me that they remain in memory, or you have said pleasant things that remain in my memory. So there is the image which I have built, and I realise that this image prevents me from looking deeper into my relationship with you, right? You mean, sir, that this awareness that you have is not just limited to one person, but in every field? Of course, I have images about everything, about you, my wife, my children, country, God. Were you aware of the noise of that jet? Were you aware of it? Were you aware of your reaction to it? And the reaction was, I wish it would go away because I want to find out, I want him to talk more, it's preventing me from listening. Or did you just listen to that extraordinary thunder? When you listened to that thunder without choice, you listened entirely differently, didn't you? No? You listened the thunder as it went further and further away. You listened to it, and then became aware of the different sounds of the river, didn't you? Of those children far away. But if you said, I don't like that sound because I want to listen here, I want to find out, then what has happened? Then you're in conflict, aren't you? You want to listen and you're prevented by that noise. So there is resistance between the noise and the desire to listen, to find out. Therefore there was conflict, and you were lost in that conflict. You neither listened to the thunder, nor listened to what was being said. So, let's proceed. I have built an image about you, and I have several other images, perhaps dozens of them I realise. I am aware that this image prevents me from looking at you more clearly, and I want to get rid of that image because I want to see you more clearly, understand you directly. This image prevents me, therefore I want to get rid of it, hence a conflict, because I want to understand you better. So there is a conflict. Follow this. A conflict between the original image, which I have about you, and the new image, which I have in my mind, which is to look at you, right? So there is a conflict between the two. And as I don't know how to get rid of both these images, I get tired, I get weary, and as I have no way of solving this, the old image and the new image, and the conflict between them, I escape, and I have a network of escapes, of which I am slowly becoming aware. Drink, smoking, chatter, opinions, judgments, evaluations, dozens of escapes. I'm aware of superficial escapes, and as I watch, as I am aware of these superficial escapes, I'm also beginning to discover the deeper layers of escapes. Are you following all this? In doing so, I lose touch with the observed. On coming to that, sir, you see, you are not actually doing it. If you are doing it step by step, you will soon discover the nature of the observer. So what has happened? Awareness has exposed a network of escapes, superficial escapes, and also with that awareness, I see a deeper level of escapes, the motives, the traditions, the fears which I have, and so on. So there I am, beginning with the brown shirt and the scarf. I have discovered, awareness has shown, this extraordinary complex entity that I am, actually shown it, not theoretically. You're following, sir? That is, this awareness has actually shown what it is. Until now, the observer has been watching all this taking place. I have watched that shirt, the scarf, as though it was something outside me, which it is, right? Then I have watched the image which I have built about you. Then that awareness has shown the complexity of this image, and I'm still observing the observer of this image. So there is the image and the observer of that image. I am working and you are not. So again, there is the duality, the observer and the thing observed, which is the image, and the dozens of images which I have, if I have them, and the escapes from the various forms of conflict which these images have caused, superficially and deeply, and there is still the observer watching them. Now, that awareness again goes on, deeper. Who is the observer? Is the observer different from the images? Is not the observer another image? So one image, as the observer, observes the several images around him, or in him. No. This observer is really the sensor, the person who says, I don't like. I like this image, so I'm going to keep it. The other image I don't like, so I want to get rid of it. But the observer is put together by the various images, which have come into being through reactions to various images. Are you following all this? But all images are in the observer. Of course. They are not separated. Perfectly right.